Before Rome became the empire everyone remembers, another city ruled the sea like it was born to command it. Carthage was not just Rome's enemy, it was the rival Rome feared in its bones. A city of gold, smoke, temples, hidden harbors, war elephants, and secrets later written by the people who destroyed it. But today, you are not arriving at ruins. You are stepping into Carthage while it still breathes. This is the secret life of Rome's greatest rival. Before the flames, before the silence, before Rome rewrote the story. Stay with me, because Carthage is still breathing. The first thing Carthage gives you is not a monument. It is a smell. Salt from the harbor, fish in the morning air, olive oil near clay ovens, smoke above flat rooftops, rope, sweat, wet wood, crushed herbs, and bread. The sun has barely touched the North African coast, but the city is already awake. Sailors shout below the hill. Donkeys pull carts. Lamps still glow beside household shrines where families have prayed before work begins. This is the Carthage Rome did not want you to imagine. Not a cursed place, not just elephants and fire, a real city. Crowded, wealthy, anxious, proud, and alive. Its beginning sounds almost like a trick. The old legend says a Phoenician queen named Dido fled betrayal, landed on this coast, and asked for only as much land as an ox hide could cover. Then she cut the hide into thin strips and circled a hill. That hill became the Barca. Cleverness became shelter. Shelter became power. Centuries later, that settlement has become one of the richest cities in the ancient world. Homes climb along narrow lanes. Courtyards catch rainwater. Painted walls glow red and yellow. Every private life is tied to the same force pulling the whole city forward, the harbor. And once you reach it, you understand why Rome could never ignore this place. By morning, the docks are a storm of voices. Punic, Greek, Berber, Iberian, Egyptian, and languages you cannot place crash together like waves. Men unload grain from Sicily. Silver from Spain is weighed under sharp eyes. Ivory from inland Africa disappears into warehouses. Traders argue, scribes record, guards watch, and nobody stands still. Carthage does not simply trade, it controls movement. Land empires measure power in fields and roads. Carthage measures it in routes. Whoever controls the route controls the price. Whoever controls the price controls the future. Then the noise changes. You are led past the commercial harbor toward a guarded space where the air feels tighter. There it is, the military harbor. Round, planned, silent, and terrifying. Warships rest in covered slips like blades waiting inside a wall. At the center, a command island watches the fleet. This is why Rome fears Carthage. Not because Carthage is loud, but because it is organized. Its sailors know currents, storms, stars, coastlines, hidden inlets, and enemy weaknesses. Rome can march. Carthage can disappear over the horizon and return with silver, soldiers, or fire. A Roman army may win on land, but if ships do not bring food, land becomes a prison. That is the first secret of Carthage. The sea is not beside the city. The sea is the city. But wealth this large never stays clean for long. Follow the money uphill, and something older than trade is waiting in the smoke. The Barca rises above the harbor like a second world. Below, merchants count profit. Up here, priests measure fear. Incense hangs in the air. Bronze shines on temple doors. Before a ship leaves, before a deal is sealed, someone asks the gods to protect Carthage. Tanit is everywhere. Her sign appears on jewelry, ships, walls, and household charms. She is not decoration, she is protection. She is protection. Baal Hammon receives prayers for harvest, voyage, victory, and mercy. Carthaginian religion feels close enough to touch and heavy enough to crush. This is where the city becomes difficult. Near this sacred world sits the Tophet, the place that made Carthage infamous. Greek and Roman writers claimed Carthaginians sacrificed children there during crisis. Archaeologists later found urns holding cremated remains of infants and young children. Some scholars believe the accusations may hold truth. Others argue Rome turned grief into propaganda. You cannot solve that debate in one afternoon, but standing near that silence, you understand why Carthage still unsettles people. It is brilliant and frightening, civilized and severe, tender inside homes, ruthless in politics. Wealthy families compete, elected magistrates lead, councils debate, judges hold officials accountable. A failed general can face death. Still, prayers and politics only explain half the city. To see why enemies hesitated at its gates, you have to walk the walls before sunset. The walls of Carthage do not simply surround the city, they announce it. Towers break the skyline. Gates control who enters. Inside the defenses are stores, weapons, animals, and soldiers. This is a machine built for siege. Carthage's army is unlike Rome's. Rome calls on citizens. Carthage hires skill from across the world. Numidian riders move like wind. Iberian fighters carry curved blades. Libyan infantry hold the line. Balearic slingers can strike before a man raises his shield. Then the elephants appear. You hear them first. Chains, deep breath. A handler's low command. Dust under huge feet. To Carthage, they are trained weapons. To enemies seeing them for the first time, they are nightmares with tusks. Yet this strength has a weakness hidden inside it. Mercenaries fight well, but they must be paid. Loyalty, bought with silver, can vanish when silver stops. Carthage is powerful because it can purchase talent from everywhere. By evening, the city loosens its grip. Wealthy homes glow with lamplight. Tables fill with fish, lamb, olives, figs, bread, spices, and wine. In harbor taverns, sailors drink beside mercenaries, gamblers, dancers, and men who have seen coastlines most people never will. From a rooftop, you see torches around the harbor, ships resting in black water, and the Barca watching above. For a moment, Carthage looks eternal. But the cruelest thing about history is that cities often look strongest right before the ground begins to move. Across the sea, Rome is learning. That is the danger. Rome loses, studies the wound, and returns harder. Carthage has wealth, ships, commanders, and reach. Rome has something colder. Endurance. The wars between them will drain both worlds. Sicily becomes a prize soaked in blood and money. Carthage loses treasure. Unpaid soldiers later turn against the city in a brutal revolt. Then Hannibal crosses the Alps and makes Rome taste fear in its own fields. For years he haunts them, but Rome will not surrender. That is the tragedy. Carthage can terrify Rome, wound Rome, and embarrass Rome. It cannot make Rome quit. Once Rome decides Carthage must be removed, the ending begins to harden. In 146 BC, the final nightmare arrives. Roman soldiers break into the city street by street. The tall homes you walked past at dawn fill with smoke. Market stalls collapse. Families run through lanes they once crossed with baskets and jokes. The harbor that fed the city cannot save it. House by house, floor by floor, Carthage dies fighting. When it is over, survivors are enslaved, buildings are destroyed. Rome stands where its rival once breathed and makes sure the world knows who won. But victory does not give Rome full control of memory. Carthage still leaks through the cracks, in its ruins, in its language that survived longer than the city, in farming knowledge Rome preserved because it was too useful to burn. In the question nobody can fully answer, how much was truth and how much was written by its killers? That is why this city still matters. Carthage was not innocent, no empire is. But it was not only the monster Rome described, it was a city built by refugees that became a sea power. A city of traders and mothers, priests and sailors, slaves and judges, faith and fear. human in the most complicated way. Maybe that is why Rome had to destroy it so completely. Not because Carthage was weak, because it was another future. A future where the Mediterranean might have spoken with a Punic accent. A future where trade, ships and harbors shaped the world more than Roman roads and legions. A future that burned before it could become permanent. So the next time you hear the name Carthage, do not picture only ruins. Picture dawn smoke, purple cloth, temple bells, black water, tall homes, warships, and a city staring across the sea at the rival that would one day erase it. If this story pulled you into a world Rome tried to bury, like and subscribe. Every week, we open another lost door in history, and the next one may be even stranger.